Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the newest episode of the Theater Enthusiast podcast. I'm so excited and delighted. It's finally happening. We made it happen finally to welcome
Yay.
our next guest, currently starring in the Broadway revival of Sunset Boulevard, which blew my mind after I saw it for the first time. And I was very lucky to get that wasn't English that just came out of my mouth. To get to see them go on in the role of the understudy. I am so pleased to welcome Sydney Jones to the podcast. Woo woo!
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey.
So just because I was mentioning Sunset, you are in the role, you play the role of Dorothy, you're in the ensemble, and you understudy Betty Schaefer, and you also kind of sort of understudy young Norma, which we'll get
I
in.
understudy young Norma. Yes.
But like I said, I saw you as Betty, and as I told you before we started, and I said I'm probably going to mention this again on the podcast. I've only ever seen one other production, and it was the Glenn Close revival that they did. I feel like 10 years ago. I'm aging myself. And I was just like, the character of Betty is kind of like a snooze, or at least the person I saw. And then I saw you do it, and I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like I'm not bored with Betty. Like the actress playing her is incredible. And I immediately followed you on Instagram. And then you followed me back. I was like, what? Oh my God. Such an easy way to DM people and like see if they come on the podcast.
Right?
Oh, here
Love
we
it.
are.
Yes. Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm so excited to have you. We're definitely going to get into Sunset Boulevard and all that stuff, but I always love asking, and I already know all of this information, but for the people who don't know, where are
Me
you
too.
from?
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And so
Yeah.
what got you interested in performing and the arts?
Oh my God. Okay. So
I'm
my
seated. I'm ready.
story
I have
goes
my hot
way
tea
back. I
pad ready
know.
to go.
I have my coffee too. I just got
Mm.
it for this moment.
Cheers. Cheers.
Um, So, oh my gosh, I was lucky enough to grow up in St. Louis, which is honestly, I didn't realize growing up there how um fortunate I was to be in a place that was so full of arts.
Mhm.
In St. Louis is the Muny,
Yep.
which is like the largest outdoor theater for those who don't know, and
Mhm.
they have a wonderful education program for young performers. And so my introduction to theater was Annie at the Muny when I was 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
So I genuinely could not tell you the time that I said, like, oh, this is what I want to do. Like, I was genuinely too young. I have a like deep rooted memory of seeing Peter Pan at the Muny with my mom. And it was such a magical experience. They do a really good job with their like family shows, kids shows. So I remember just like walking into this huge auditorium basically, and they had balloons, and it was such an experience. Um, and I think from that experience, I was like, how do I get to do more of this? How can I see more? How can I be part of it? And my lovely mother did the research for me,
Mhm.
and she found out that they have Muny Kid auditions. And yeah, I had my first audition when I was 7. I had already been taking dance lessons.
Because you're a big tapper.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, I don't think at that point I had had any like vocal training. I mean, I was 7, but I had been tapping around, and I loved to sing. So I think I just had a song prepared. I could not even tell you. It was probably Good Morning from Singing in the Rain.
Hmm.
Um, and it was so intimidating. I remember the first audition being so spooky. But yeah, I got to do my first musical with Beth Level. I remember she played Miss Hannigan, which was like so insane. Obviously, I had no idea like her reputation.
Hmm.
Um, but oh, I just remember being so inspired by her and
Yeah.
the other actors there, and I just continued to do that every summer until I graduated high school. So I'm very fortunate to have been like grown up and fostered in this like
Yeah.
environment. I learned a lot,
Yeah,
a
and
lot.
what's so great about it too, because I've interviewed some people who've done the Muny, and if you
Mhm.
even look at their seasons, they have so many people who keep going back because you can just
Yeah.
tell it's a place that just really like fosters talent and takes care of their talent. And
Yes.
because you have 12 seasons there, but then you've also gone back and you've done Legally Blonde, you did Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, you've done
Yes.
Chess. So, you're a Muny regular at this point.
Yeah, I guess I am. It's kind of it's crazy to say, but yeah, I love the people there. And I love when I'm there, like it's always I get to be there with my family. So when I
Yeah.
came back and did those contracts in college, um they didn't house me. Like I got to live at home and I had my car and um yeah, it's such a beautiful experience. And it's so beautiful there in the summer too. It's so fun. People are picnicking before the shows. Like it's a whole thing. It's a whole culture. It's really fun.
So wonderful. So, you obviously throughout your high school career were performing at the Muny as well. So, what made you decide to go to the University of Oklahoma?
I really did not know anything about University of Oklahoma until my friend Abby Friedman, I'll shout her out. She
What's up, Abby
also
Friedman? We can just
Hi
shout.
Abby.
Hey.
We had kind of the same trajectory of like she was also in Annie.
Hmm.
When I was 7. We just like grew up together. We also did dance competition together. Like we did everything together, and she is so talented. And she was the year above me. So she got into the University of Oklahoma, and that was kind of the first introduction I had. And I was like, oh, great, must be a great school. And then I hear about their TAP program, which is nuts. It's really amazing. Um, so I put them on my list of what I was auditioning for. And then it wasn't really until I visited that school that I was like, okay, this is like 1,000% where I want to go. Um, because it was such a like it's so funny having this building that was like for musical theater. It's
Hmm.
technically the only musical theater program or school. Like it's a separate from the School of Drama.
Hmm.
Um, so we had our own school, and then if you step out of there, like it's the rest of the um campus. Like you're with all of the other students, like whether it's fine arts or engineering, like we were all kind of immersed together. And yeah, I loved the like college environment. I also got to take really cool like honors classes when I was there. Like I took a film noir class.
Which is
Um
kind of perfect for Sunset Boulevard.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
It feels very full circle. Like when I
Yeah.
watched the movie Sunset Boulevard, I was like, wait, yes, I like studied this. So yeah, Oklahoma provided me a lot of cool opportunities. And like the football games too. Like it was just all, yeah. It was a great experience before I knew I would move to New York. So it was nice to have that little like college experience.
So, did the University of Oklahoma allow you to audition outside of college for things? Because didn't you technically graduate while you were on Broadway?
Did. Yes. They were really um nice and like
Mhm.
willing to let their students go out and audition. That experience was actually that was crazy. I'll go into the story. Let me get into the
Yeah.
story. Um, so my senior year, I learned about, I think it was like fall, getting into the winter was when I learned about the Link program, which doesn't
Mhm.
exist anymore, but it was for college students to, it was basically a 2-week intensive for college students, like in the city. You take all these classes, meet with agents, casting, and you have to be nominated by someone who's previously done it. So I just happened to like get a message from one of my friends, and she was like, "Hey, I nominated you for this. Like, it's a really good opportunity. I would send in an audition and look into
Yeah.
it." And I was like, okay, cool. Um, and then I got in and I was like, okay, great. Um, so when I went there, this time it was in Connecticut. So we were in Norwalk, Connecticut. And I ended up meeting my current agent there, who I ended up signing with. And they provided their own showcase. So our school showcase was supposed to be in May.
Hmm.
Um, but this was kind of like an extra opportunity. So I was like, why not take it, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, from that, the conversations I had post Link Showcase
Hmm.
were like, okay, I have all of these people on my radar now. I just want to finish out my semester and then also do my school showcase since I've been prepping for that. And that's kind of like two showcases I can choose from. Great. And everyone I had talked to from Link and school was like, perfect, great idea. Um, but Mark, so I'm with Mark and Dustin at Daniel Hoff. Love them, love the dolls. But I was talking with Mark at our meeting in the winter, and he was asking me things that I was interested in this new season. And at that time, Here Lies Love was coming into the
Hmm.
scene, and I'm half Filipino, so
Hmm.
I was like, okay, wow, cool. First, like Filipino story. Like I'm
Yeah.
interested in that. So kind of the deal we made was like, you don't have to sign with me right now, but what if we got you an appointment for the show? And I was like, well, yeah, like I can tape from school. That's perfect. And I taped, and then I ended up getting to fly to the city for final callbacks. And while I was there, I think literally the flight to New York, they sent me another email that was like, hey, just before these appointments start, like there's a last minute beautiful noise vacation swing call if you want to squeeze that in. And I was like, okay, sure. Um, and I did. It was really fun, really random. I didn't know anything about the show. Saw a lot of friends there, and then I spent the rest of my week really focused on Here Lies Love. I was there every day. So that was like Tuesday, and then
Hmm.
I was there till Friday. Um, And by the time I left, I was like, I forgot about Beautiful Noise. And I was like, Here Lies Love. It's in it for me. Like, I felt really good. And then I get back to school. And I think it was literally the Wednesday after that. So I got back to Norman Saturday. And then Wednesday, I got a call from my agent, and he was like, okay, I have bad news and good news. Bad news is it's not a fit for Here Lies Love. But great news is they want you for Beautiful Noise, like as soon as possible. And I was like sitting in my college dorm or my college apartment, and I was like, wait, what? Like literally what? My brain did not process that that was like a Broadway offer because it was just not what I had
Yeah.
expected at all. Um, so I reacted with stress at first, and then I called my partner who was in New York already at the time, and I was like, "Oh my God, like what do I do? What do I do?" And he was like, "Oh my God, like come to New York, like don't do the show, like this is awesome." And I was able to call my director of the program at the school, and we figured out a whole plan. They were very generous to let me go, but I honestly played my cards right in school. Like all of my gen eds were done. So I
Hmm.
really only had 2 credits left to graduate, which was like both musical theater classes.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I just dropped out of all the classes that I didn't need anymore. And then I was able to get an extra week, negotiate an extra week before they wanted me because it was Wednesday and they wanted me to start Tuesday.
Goodness.
I was like, oh my God. So I got an extra week to pack up my stuff at school. My friends helped me move out of my apartment. We had like a last girls' night, a final goodbye. They helped me pack my stuff into the car, and I drove back home to St. Louis. And my parents hadn't had oh my God, they made a surprise party for me. Like all my family was there, and my mom made this beautiful noise cake. Like
I
it
think I
looks
saw
like
that
the
on Instagram. It looked like the playbill, right? Yeah.
yes, I had to post it. She's so artistic. She's insane. So she had this beautiful playbill cake, and I had a one-way ticket the next day to New York. Yeah. So that was really crazy. And then I just kind of spent some time adjusting here, finding my first apartment. And then all I had to do was to graduate was a choreography project, um, which was like I had to choreograph my own number, mark it down. I luckily had a lot of friends here who were willing to help me, so I just taught it to them in a studio, and then I had filmed some like fake self tapes for my other class. Yeah, and then I was done.
And then again, it's also on Instagram. You see like your little cap and gown backstage.
So that was from, yeah, my friend Nina, literally, who was a swing with beautiful
Mhm.
noise, she bought me, she asked me what our school colors were, and she ordered me a cap and gown from Amazon. And then some sweet cast members also like made a cap like out of the playbill. So it was like beautiful noise, and it was like Robin Herder's face on like one of the tabs. It was really awesome. I felt very loved. It was really cool.
Did it, when you were working on A Beautiful Noise, did it at any point hit you like, holy, well, I said I can speak in
Yeah.
cursive. Holy shit, like I'm on Broadway,
Yeah.
like working
Yeah.
on Broadway. And did you like, what was it like making your, do you remember your Broadway debut? Do you remember what it was?
Yeah. Yeah, it was surreal. So I spent my first 2 weeks. Luckily, they had already had a track for me to learn. They knew like in 2 weeks' time, Alex will be going on
Hmm.
for the doctor, so you will be on for Alex that whole week. So I had a primary track to focus on. And I just rehearsed with our dance captains, Jess Laprado and Robert Padilla. Love them. We had a great time. And they just taught me that one track. And then we eventually added more people and did a put in. Um, I got my cutie little costumes, my colorful little costumes. And I had like this Farrah Fawcett wig. Like, oh, it was so fierce. Um, but yeah, I so that all led up to my debut. I felt very prepared, and my family flew in. I had another surprise that my aunt and cousin like surprised me as well, and they were also helping me move at the time. Like I'm always moving when something important is happening. But yeah, they were there to support me, and it was really exciting. It was a great debut. Will Swenson shouted me out during bows too, and my dad was like filming and crying, and it was really special. And we got drinks after. All my friends were there.
That's
It
so
was really,
great.
it's really a dream come true. It does feel surreal because I never thought that I would be here, even though this is kind of what I've done my whole life.
Yeah.
Like it's just one of those things where you're like, oh God, I don't know. Especially, I don't know. I would say growing up, I felt like I was surrounded by so much talent too. Like we have so many talented people from St. Louis that it was kind of like impossible for me not to compare myself. And I never kind of reached a state in my childhood where I was like, oh, like I feel really good about what I'm doing. Like it was just like work, try to get the leg up, try to get the splits, try to, sing this note. Um, but I think really just like what my family and friends always tell me, it's like, well, the work paid out, like you've worked so hard to be here. So I
Yeah.
think it feels so surreal because it's like the work's not done,
Mhm.
obviously, but it's like, oh God, like I made it. Like I can like,
Yeah.
breathe a little. Yeah.
So growing up, because you were saying that, you never thought of that. Did you
Mhm.
always just think, I just want to be a professional performer? You didn't care where it was happening. You
Yeah.
just wanted to perform
Yeah,
professionally.
I mean, the dream was Broadway, the dream was New York. I think especially because like that was the standard
Hmm.
of people that I like worked with and
Yeah.
met. And all the people like before me growing up were also like on that track. So but I don't know. I think I was so insecure at points in my life that I was like, I'm gonna try, but I'm gonna be happy if like I would be happy doing this anywhere, which is true. Like it's 1,000% true. There are so many um places where art thrives and like I would love to work.
Yeah.
Like
Because you
that's why I
also,
love doing regional gigs too. Like,
yeah, because I was gonna say you do have a lot of regional credits as well. And I don't want to like name drop or anything, but I'm going to. I had Leslie Margarita on the podcast,
yeah.
and she and I have talked about the importance of regional work. And she goes, I love doing regional theater because
Mhm.
I can do roles that I normally wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
get if I was doing Broadway. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Yes. And
Yeah.
I love getting to travel and I meet so many different people. And my boyfriend also does a lot of regional gigs. And then, like, I'll go visit him and then I meet those people. And then I end up working with those people somewhere else the next year. Like, that's
Yeah.
literally what's happened. And I think, yeah, especially right now in my life, too. Like, I love getting to travel and do regional gigs. Like, I was just in Arrow Rock, Missouri last year, which I'm from Missouri and I never heard of Arrow Rock
Yeah.
before. But it was such a like wonderful, lovely little like pocket
Yeah.
of
That's where you
the earth.
did
Like,
Escape to Margaritaville, right?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
I did Escape to Margaritaville and 42nd Street.
Yeah.
Um, and
I
that
saw
was
Escape to Margaritaville on Broadway, and one of my favorite moments that happened was I was with my old roommate seeing the show, and we were sitting front row
Mhm.
mezzanine. And I am fully aware that this is absolutely terrible, and I'm a horrible human for loving that this
Oh,
happened. But so at the end, they like beach balls are like thrown into the audience, and
yes.
somehow there was a beach ball that like from the orchestra jumped into the mezzanine and hit her on the face.
No.
And then there was a beach ball that came behind us and that hit her on the back of the head. So it's just, and
Well,
I
that,
like I know
yes.
that's awful, but it was so funny. Like a beach ball just like came from the orchestra, hit her in the face, and then like a few moments later, one hit her from behind.
Yeah.
Like just like
No, and
purposely.
that was the same thing in Arrow Rock too, but like we did have, oh God, see, this is even worse as we had an
Oh,
older audience and like they would be very startled by the beach balls. And at some point I was like, maybe we shouldn't have the beach balls.
yeah, it's such a fun show. It's just like it's a mindless fun show.
So mindless,
Yeah,
so stupid, so fun. Like I had a
yeah.
blast. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just remember watching, I'm like, they're working so hard. They must be having the best time doing.
Yes. The zombie tap number, like
Oh, I don't remember that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember that.
it's like an acid flashback. It's so
I don't
crazy.
remember that.
Very, I mean, it was not integral to the plot whatsoever. But yeah, fun little
It's
show.
Margaritaville. It doesn't have to be. I think the
Margaritaville.
show knows what it is.
Exactly, exactly, and I love that.
Yeah. And I also loved how I really love when like a theater goes with the theme. Like I think I saw on Instagram that Stranger Things. Are you gonna see that? Because I don't want to ruin it if you are.
I want to see it really bad. Did you see it already?
I'm not going to because I only saw one episode of the TV show and it just like
Oh,
wasn't my
stop.
thing. And a
Mm,
friend of mine, she looked at me when it first came out. She goes, "No, that's not your show." And I'm like, "I agree." And it's nothing against Stranger Things. It's just not my type of show to watch.
yeah. What's
And I
your
don't
type of
want
show?
what did I recently watch? Well, I just binge watched Mid-Century.
Oh, I don't know
I
that.
I love a Bridgerton. I just like my comfort show is The Office.
Yes. Well, classic. Love.
Yeah. And then I'm like on a Big Bang Theory kick right now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I watched that a lot with my family.
Yeah. What else I don't know. I just like the scare. I'm not a horror
You're
fan.
not a, yeah, not a spooky gal.
Yeah, so that's like a big reason. And because I don't want to I didn't see Miss Saigon because I knew there was live gunshots in the show and I can't do that.
Were you scared of our show?
No, I wasn't. There what
Sorry.
gunshot? Or no, that it wasn't if it's an like the gun you see and then
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I
yeah.
like I saw Oklahoma on Broadway, the last revival that they did at Circle in the Square, and there was a gunshot that I didn't know that was going to happen, and I yelped so loudly
Ah,
that the person next to me started laughing.
oh no.
Yeah. Listen,
That's
I've
so
seen
funny.
Sunset Blvd twice. I will probably be seeing it again because I have a friend who I
Yes,
want to take with me.
yes,
It's
please.
like I I was so speechless after I saw the show. It was beyond anything I've ever seen. And we'll definitely get into it, but I do want to get into a few more things. I do want to mention because you have it
Mhm.
on your website, you singing No One Else, because Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812 is one of my favorite musicals of all time. My computer's actually sitting on two coffee table books, and one of them is the Great Comet coffee table book.
Ah, wait, oh my God, I
Yeah,
love that.
hold on.
Yeah, let's see
I'm
her.
gonna try and hide my messy apartment here. See?
Yes! Oh, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It's such a beautiful show.
I agree. And so I watched and that is actually my alarm clock song is No One Else. So
Oh
up
my
to the
God.
instrumental part of it. Yeah,
Oh, wait, what a way to wake up.
I
Love
know. I
that.
agree that it used to be gold from once,
Uh-huh.
and now
That's
it's No One Else from Great Comet.
love.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
that's
would
amazing.
also love to talk to you about The Karate Kid. And the reason being is I have like a weird personal connection to it, mostly because my old roommate
Mhm.
worked on the show.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
What,
So I
what do they do?
no, no, she like one of like the producers or
Sick.
in the producing field. So I was
Cool.
like very well versed in them like trying to like make it happen and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. I have like this weird connection to the Karate Kid.
Yes. I
Yeah.
loved The Karate Kid.
Yeah. I didn't get to see it, but I heard it was really great.
Yeah. It was, yeah, it was so randomly also another like St. Louis gig,
Yeah.
but specifically in Kirkwood, which is literally where I'm from, where my family lives. So the theater is like 5 minutes from my home. So I also got to, I left school a little early for that too, my junior year, the spring semester.
Mhm.
And I was a swing on that. So that was my
Yeah.
first professional swing gig. I learned a lot of lessons during that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it was awesome. I got to work with Keone and Mari, Madrid, who are some of my favorite choreographers and dancers. Like that was really the main pull for me. Like when I was auditioning was um, getting to learn from them and work with them. So that was really awesome. They're wonderful people and wonderful artists. Um, Yeah, so I it was very hard choreography. It's a very
Yeah.
hard show physically. So that was a huge challenge for me to take on was like learning for like swinging for the first
Yeah.
time. So like learning all these different parts of the choreography because it was very like the formations were very tight. Like it's very, it's like they're like a hip hop group basically, like this ensemble, which is kind of what the Sunset is now
Yeah.
too. Um, so yeah, it was really fun, really cool. I loved the people. Um, I've made some great friends that a lot of them are in Sunset too. Justice Moore and Abby Matsusaka, and Christina Doucette. We're all working together and we met 3 years ago doing this contract.
Like, hey, like,
Um,
oh, I was in junior in college 3 years ago, and I'm just like, ugh.
I know. It's crazy. It's like
Okay.
it's surreal.
Yeah.
Um, it's nice now to be doing like it feels very full circle too, because I was like, you know, a student then
Yeah.
and
I did want
mhm.
to ask, I'm very curious about this, and please don't take this the wrong way when I'm like, you're so young. But, and I don't mean it in that way. I mean this as in like, you're technically kind of a like a fresh face, like just out of college, even though you have like so much like wonderful experience.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because you've done a lot of understudying and swinging, especially for like big productions. Like,
Hmm.
I mean, I don't mean to like sound however this sounds, but like Sunset Boulevard is kind of a beast. And
Yes.
I cannot wait to talk to you about the Jamie Lloyd experience.
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like it's probably very different from like a typical
Yeah.
Broadway production that anybody's used to.
Hmm.
But at college or maybe working at the Muny, or is there any type of program or something that you study that kind of helped you understand what it was like? I don't want to say understudy because I mean understudy is a thing, but mostly to swing because swings you're learning multiple tracks as
Hmm.
opposed to like two like that you're doing for Sunset.
Yeah. Honestly, we got a lot of experience in school, luckily. In
Okay,
college was kind
great.
of my first experience like swinging, understudying. I did a lot of that with our like main stage shows and stuff. Um, but I never really was a swing. I was in college one show I was and we also had like we were going through COVID too, so it was all like
Oh yeah.
weird. So like we did Spring Awakening with masks and I was like an offstage singer understudy or swing, which was
You know
like
what's really sad? You know how they said like the age thing? I worked at the Broadway flea market like
Mhm.
probably 10 years ago at this point.
Yeah.
And I had these people who were clearly younger than me. And they're like, yeah, we're looking for Spring Awakening merch. That came out when I was in like elementary school. And I was just like, ugh, that came out when I was in college.
I know, it's pretty
Yeah. And it's so
it's
funny because I was thinking about it too when they had the revival of Spring Awakening come to Broadway and then like the revival of The Color Purple. And it's like
yeah,
that's how you know you're getting old when like the original productions that came out when you were in college are now getting revivals.
yeah. That's really crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of beautiful though. It's like I'm excited for like new revivals to come where I'm like, oh my God, like the Dear Evan Hansen revival.
Listen,
Like,
give it maybe like 10, 15 more years. I'm waiting for
right.
like the next Les Mis revival to come back to Broadway at this point. And
Yeah,
I'm
right.
talking about like Phantom coming back.
Yeah, I
Maybe you should
know.
do Phantom. Let's have you like play Christine on Broad or off Broadway or whatever's coming. You know Andrew Lloyd
Ah,
Webber now.
that would be fun. I know, right?
I think
Um,
Jellicle Cats is coming.
oh, really?
Yeah, they had like a teaser announcement today on Instagram. I saw. I'm like, oh, it's coming to Broadway. I don't know
Wait,
when or where, or maybe it's
wait.
going off Broadway. I don't know, but they're going to announce something.
I didn't get to see it the first time, so
I don't
yeah,
know.
they need to come back.
Tickets are probably going to be even more expensive.
Yes. Oh God. I'm like theater app, the
I keep
resale.
looking at the theater app, and I told my friend the other day, I was like, I looked at the Rush tickets for old friends. They're $56 for Rush tickets.
So fake.
That's
That's so fake.
ridiculous to me.
That's annoying. Yeah, I do. I wish my wish for Broadway is for it to be more accessible. Yeah,
Yeah. But
but
I've
yeah,
always said when I win the lottery, because I had this discussion with my friend. I remember we saw Streetcar Named Desire in Brooklyn the other day.
that's cool.
Yeah. And I sat and I was like, when I win the lottery, I'm starting my own theater company. And I said,
Mhm.
I feel like we have to talk about pricing. Like maybe we can do like a pay your age, but then that won't work for some people because if you're like 65, you're spending $65 on a ticket when you probably
Right.
want to spend like 20.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm. I know it's tough, but I
Yeah.
love that
Thank you. Trademark.
idea.
I'm going to trademark everything in the
Yeah.
podcast. So let's talk. Because you also, speaking of like current Broadway shows, Boop the musical is now on Broadway. And you also did Boop in, what was Chicago, right? So
Yeah.
how did you boop it?
I booped it. I booped it crazy. No, I was also a swing on that production. And that was last winter. Yeah, last winter. That was another like I feel like every time I've swung, it's been like it's always a learning experience. Swinging is so hard. Swings need to be given their flowers, more credit. Like I think no matter how many times you swing too, it's always a challenge. Just 'cause like it's like pretty it's an impossible job pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you don't get to you just have to watch and write things down or take videos. You're doing a lot of this work in your head because you can't find the space and then you have to like find the space on your own and get another person to do it with you. And then you're thrown on the stage and you're doing it in front of people for the first time. Like, oh, I've never done this track in front of everyone. Hope it goes well. It was really a lesson in like full send for me, like
Oh,
which I think has really helped me a lot in performing. It's just like, oh my God, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm as prepared as I can be right now, and like I just have to do it. Anyways, I digress. Yes,
that's the way. It's fine.
I was a swing for Boop the musical. And that was my first time working with Jerry Mitchell, which was awesome. I love him. And Rochelle Rack, the icon. Um, She's so
Have
funny.
a Duluca? Am I pronouncing the shoe company correctly?
Huh?
Doesn't she have a shoe named after her? Like the famous dance shoe company, isn't it Deluca, I believe?
The Laducas? Does she have
Leduca?
it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
Hmm.
she has a shoe named after her.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm bad for not knowing that. Sorry, Rack.
Okay. You're more of a,
Um,
I just picture you more of a tapper.
yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Yeah, we did a little tap in that show, but honestly, that show is a challenge in itself because it was like three different dance styles. I don't know if you've seen it
I haven't
yet.
seen it yet.
Yeah, but it's like because we also have John Rua in the mix.
Mm,
So we're doing a lot of like hip hop, funk type styles, and then you're transitioning into your little like La Duca tap shoes and your like hat and your bob and your like little corset. So you're kind of all over the place in that show. Um, but yeah, it was really fun. It's a cute show. I really love it, and Jasmine is a star, and I love that they're across the street from me right now, um, because I love getting to cheer them all on. It's pretty much all the same cast,
yeah.
um, from Chicago,
When you
and
were in Chicago, was there any talk of Boop possibly? I mean, obviously, if there's an out of town show like coming to Broadway, were you kind of like, oh yeah, I'll stay with the show, and then
I mean, I don't see it's funny because I with Karate Kid, the same conversations were happening. I think I kind of learned early on, like, have no expectations because you
yeah,
hear so many things about where a show's gonna go or what's gonna happen. Um, from you hear it from all around you, all angles,
yeah,
all different things. And like at some point I was like, I literally don't even know what to believe anymore. So like
yeah,
I'm just gonna like be so happy that this is happening now, and then whatever happens, maybe I'll join, maybe I won't, because I also don't know the timing. But I think there was with Boop another level of this is going to happen because we had Jerry and he had conversations with us about the potential of theaters like that they would move into. That was pretty much what the discussions were with that contract is like, where are we going to go?
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. He did have a talk with us at some point that was like, this upcoming season, we're not going to be moving in, but next season we will. And I didn't know where that was or what that meant. That was a lot of time. So I was like, okay, I guess we'll see like what happens until then. And then Sunset came and um it was such a cool opportunity. I was like, I can't turn it down
yeah.
and wait for something else. Like, let me just take it now. And yeah, so because of that, I couldn't continue with Boop, but um I love that they're so close to me. And also, like, this is a limited run,
Mhm.
so I who knows what's gonna happen. But whether or not I go back to that production, like, I'm really happy with the work I did with it.
Yeah,
Um, So yeah, I'm kind of that's kind of the way I am is I'm like, whatever happens, happens. I
yeah.
believe in
Everything happens
whatever.
for a reason. Yeah,
Exactly, exactly. Like everything happens for a reason. And if this doesn't, you know, if I don't go back to the show, that means like something else is gonna come.
yeah.
And yeah.
This total side note, I want to ask before I forget, you have a tattoo on your arm, and
I
I asked
do.
because it's featured on your website. I'm just curious to know what they are or
Yes.
what they mean.
Yes. I have I have multiple. Wait, tattoo tour. So this was like my first tattoo. I got this one and one on my ankle. I
Mhm.
got them in Oklahoma, like just some studio. They were lovely, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why not? I was in college and I was like, it's time to get my first tattoo. Um, but this is a like a line drawing of an orchid. It's supposed to be an orchid. It's like really not, but I just think it's pretty. And it's for my mom because it's my mom's favorite flower. And then I have like a little bear on my ankle because my dad always called me Sugar Bear. That was my like nickname as a kid. So I have my Sugar Bear, my flower. And then when I moved to New York, I've been following this tattoo artist on TikTok for a long time. Her name's Ten. She goes by Dull Dull Tattoo, and she does very like fine line
Mm.
um tattoos. So I went to her for my first, like I got a flash. So it's like a little like love letter. It's so like thin
Cute.
and small, you can barely see
Yeah.
it. And this is my dog, like our family's dog. But
Oh,
she's
that's
so
really cute.
detailed. Like that I just love that they look like little like stamps, stickers.
Right. Yeah, I
And
just,
my dad and my grandpa and me on the
oh, that's
beach.
really cute.
Yeah. Love,
No, I
love.
wanted to ask because, like I said, the flower tattoo that you have is like on your website. So
Yes.
that's why
So
I was
Brett,
so curious to ask about it.
yeah. Thank you for asking. Brett, my
Yeah.
friend, was taking those pictures of me
Is he
before.
there? Is that why you're like,
Yeah,
yeah. He
even
can make
better.
a cameo appearance if he wants.
I know. Yeah, he might be scared. We literally like rolled out of bed. That is the Broadway
Just
schedule
if it
too. Is
makes
like
you
we're
feel any, I just like throw on makeup because I'm like, if I'm gonna meet somebody for the first time, I don't want to look like a gremlin.
that's what I tried to do too. I did
Yeah.
pixie stick, like goom, goom,
Yeah,
brow,
no,
brow.
I just did like a quick like foundation with the hands, throw on a blush, throw on mascara
Yes,
and a lip, and then here we are.
yes. So it's giving. It's serving.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
I,
Yours too, don't worry. I said my hair is gross, gonna throw it in a pony, you
oh
know.
my God, same. The grease. What are we gonna do though?
I honestly I can't even tell.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. But yeah, he took those. He's a photographer as well.
that's
He does
great.
everything. But he took these pictures of me before he left school, and like edited them. And I love that he did the little cutout of my flower. I thought it was so cute. So it made the website, yes.
Great. So I feel like now that we like kind of sidetracked with the tattoo, because I kept seeing it on your arm. Like if I don't ask now, I'm
Yeah,
gonna forget. I think we
right.
should talk about Sunset Boulevard. I
I
will
think,
say that I pride myself on doing a really good Tom Francis impression of him singing Sunset
please.
Boulevard. I will do it not on podcast. I will do it after
Oh,
for you.
oh,
We'll do
okay.
it
I love
after.
that.
And I will
Wait,
say,
that's so funny.
yeah, no, it's just when he sings Sunset Boulevard, and after that, I can't do it.
No, because I do the same thing.
Okay, so I'll do it now for you. Okay, it
Yes,
might not
please.
come. Okay, I have to click. I'm gonna be. I can't do it now. I'm so embarrassed.
No, no, no.
Okay, watch it not be good now. It's Sunset Boulevard. Thank you.
Yes, that's so good.
Thank you. And
Wait, that's
I
so
may or
funny.
may not have like the first time I saw Sunset Boulevard tag that an Instagram store and he saw it. I was like, "What's that?"
He's okay. Well, that's so funny because he also like asked in our group chat one day. He was like, "Guys, do I have a lisp?" Say Sunset Boulevard, and I was
Now,
like,
do people
"Oh,
like post their impressions of him?
oh, definitely." And I'm
Sunset
about to post mine. No, I'm just
Boulevard.
kidding.
That's what it's not a lisp. It's like a shush.
Like I said,
No?
it's like there's an
Yeah.
intensity with the S, and like,
Yeah.
what can you expect? Like you're outside. Like I love, like, you got to dig into it,
Oh,
you know?
my
Good.
friend, she messaged me because she saw Sunset Boulevard and she
Mhm.
was like so obsessed. She's like, wait, is it live? Or is he like actually outside? Is he doing that? I'm like, yeah. And she's like so obsessed with the outside thing. And I
Right?
was working at Hell's Kitchen yesterday. I do
Mhm.
merch. And
Cool. Yes.
I like went out like right after intermission and the show started late yesterday because it was
Yeah.
Leah Joy Moon's last performance.
Oh my God, wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it was like a
Wow.
pretty like insane, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And the show started late. And so I was like, oh, let me see. I would love to see them go by because I'm like, I'm interviewing somebody who's out there. Might as well like pop my head
Yes.
to see. And
Wait.
I missed it.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I
That's
have
okay.
seen it before, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so fun. Yeah, I love the outside part. It feels like a field trip, especially with it warming up now. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Thank
Yeah.
God.
I stumbled upon it once and I think before I saw the show, actually. Yeah, no, I stumbled upon it when I was doing merch at Hell's Kitchen. And I was like, I'm gonna go to Dwayne Reed. And they're like, it's happening. And then I got
Ah!
to see him across the street and I videotaped it for like 15 seconds.
Love that.
Great.
Love. It's so funny. I love that people love to like watch it and line up.
Yeah.
It's really crazy. And I
I
just
thought there was
like,
a cardboard cutout of Andrew Lloyd Webber backstage.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Andrew's back there every day.
Yeah, it's so great and inventive. And I know that there was a lot of talk about the different things. And I've heard from people that there's different routes that he can take just in case if there's like an emergency or like what have you. I don't know, have those routes been used yet or no?
Yeah. There's only one that we haven't used, which is like fully indoors if we can't go outside. Um, we have so plan A is when we all go to Schubert Alley, and
Hmm.
then plan B is when only Tom and Shayna go to Schubert Alley and we stay on the other side of the street, like by Sardi's.
Hmm.
And that's usually like if a show's getting out. But they try to time it so that we most of the time can all go over, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And then our plan C is like if it's really coming down outside
Hmm.
or like the snowstorm we had that one time,
Hmm.
and like we'll just take, I think Tom and Shayna go like downstairs and they do a lot downstairs and then come out. So we're pretty much just like under the marquee. Um, we maybe scoot over like one marquee over and then join them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, we
Yeah.
we we have used them, but like we're most of the time just going across the street, which is
Yeah.
fun.
It's always fun to see like the security's on it. They're like, get to the side.
Oh my God.
And it's because people too were talking about, like the rumors of Sunset coming. They're like, how are they going to do the outside thing in New York? Like, how is that going to work?
Yeah,
But I think
these
it's been working.
men.
Have you guys had like any weird like types of disruption or people?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Oh, we have. Honestly, like we're able to avoid a lot of crazy most of the time. But oh my God, recently we had a whole moment where I think I didn't, I'm seeing everything on my peripheral too, and I'm like trying to just like look at
Yeah.
the camera. But I think yeah, a man got upset. I just heard him like, what was that? What was that? He's trying to push our security. I think there was like a fight happening, and then like it kind of got into Shayna, and she's like, "Excuse me, excuse me." Um, so that was the craziest thing that happened. Um, but we were all fine. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was surprised when that happened that that was the first time that it happened because
Yeah.
like we're on the crazy, in my opinion, we're on the craziest street in New York. Like our corner too, right there, like 44th and 8th is like my worst nightmare. So I'm
It-
glad it's been fine.
No, it's so funny too, because where I live, people are like, oh my, because people who don't know, it's mostly like family or people who just it's like don't know the area or aren't
Yeah.
like theater people who
Yeah.
know I live. They're like, oh my God, you live there. I'm like, yeah, but it's close enough to walk to places and it's close enough for everything, but it's far
Yeah.
enough away from like the tourists and like the crazy stuff.
No,
Because I think
exactly.
like after like 51st Street, it's
Mm,
really not bad.
yeah. Yeah. No, it does clear up. It's like literally that one like pocket like on
Yeah.
I feel like specifically on 8th from like 50th. As soon as like the first Broadway theater comes up and then you like
Yeah.
walk
I
like
think
all the
it,
way to
especially like if you're in a cab, it's like you're gonna hit traffic. Like you'll
yeah.
hit traffic 34th Street, but like 34th up to 42nd Street is insane.
Yep.
And then it's like a little bit traffic heavy, and then it lightens up maybe like high 40s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's crazy right there. I feel
Yeah.
like it's always that train. It's the train
Mhm.
entrance exit like right like outside of Sugar Factory.
Mhm.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Mhm.
Insane right there.
Am I giving you PTSD right now?
No. No, I just like no, I get it every
Post
time
show,
I go to work every day. I'm like
post instead of what a post-traumatic stress, it's like post-theater stress.
literally, literally. That is like that's just the worst part of like working on Broadway, is just having
I
to go through the elements.
I
And then
just
you're
had a
inside, it's
thought.
fine.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Oh,
Do you guys do Broadway Cares?
yeah.
I am so curious to know what that speech is like after you get, because the bows,
No.
you're also like so stoic. And then like, I'm so curious to know what I feel like I have to now
It's
see the show during
fun.
Broadway Cares.
Yeah, you've got to see it. David Thaxton does our speech.
Oh,
He's
he
amazing.
plays,
A
oh my God.
Mac.
Yeah. Don't they call him like Hot Mac or something? I
I
think he
don't
has a
know.
nickname.
Oh, Thaxton. Thaco. Thaco.
Or like the he's hot. Yeah.
Oh, love that. Wait, I'm not hearing that. I gotta tell him.
Yeah.
People love you.
Yeah.
I love him so much. He is so funny.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he gives us a speech after he's great at breaking the ice. He's like, before we begin our third act, ha 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 ha. He
Yeah.
goes, Act 3 is all about Max. He does a full thing.
Yeah. I think they
Um,
call him Hot Max.
Hot Max.
Yeah, I think. Don't, I can't reveal my sources to how and why I know these things.
I'll
But
tell him that I've heard rumor. I've heard tell
yeah,
that people are calling you Hot Max. What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think about that, sir?
He'd be like, "Oh my God." Um, I know I love the British dolls. I love working with British people. They're so fun. I
Yeah.
love them. But yeah, our Broadway Care speech is great. We do auctions on the weekends too.
Ooh, what do you
Like,
guys auction off?
um,
You get to
we
like get blood thrown on you?
no, like in a way, yes. So, there's a pile of Tom's clothes
Oh
on
yeah.
stage, and David will reach down, pick up his tank top, Tom's sweaty tank top, and then passes it over. Nicole and Tom sign it.
Mhm,
Nicole gets like her blood on it,
mhm.
and then they auction that off. Um, we recently auctioned off one of the cardboard cutouts of Andrew, and we all signed it. So we do like fun little one-off things like that. And then we also just like auctioned off a Pussycat Dolls thing. I couldn't see what it was, but it was like one and only, like it was one of one signed by her. Um, yeah, so those are fun.
Yeah,
I
that's how you make the money. You auction off like the random items. But it's so
Yeah.
funny too because I know that she and Tom did the Olivier announcements and
Yes.
like it was after show where he's just like in his underwear covered in blood. And I was like, I'm sure he would have not
I know. That's
that like
I
why is
saw that and I
that
was like, why did they
why was that the choice?
uh,
I literally thought it was gonna be like how they do the Tony nomination
oh,
where it's
right.
like they're just like in clothing to announce this and it's like a video of them
Yeah, no, it
just
was
like after the show
jarring.
and I'm like, "Oh, he's great.
Oh, he's naked, covered in blood. It is like
She's
horrifying.
covered
It's a
in
jump
blood with
scare.
her Hawaiian way, which I loved, by the way, which I thought was like so
Love,
lovely because she's
lovely.
Hawaiian.
But
I
if you have no context, like
uh,
it is like what is going on here?
yeah,
Oh yeah, that made me laugh. That
that
was
was
funny.
great. Okay, so now that we're just like riffing on Sunset, I can talk about Sunset
Right.
all day, but let's start at the very beginning of should I do my Tom? Here we go.
Yes.
Sunset. Thank you.
Yes.
You should tell him just listen to the podcast. You can hear like a somewhat mediocre version of you singing Sunset
Yes. Listen to
Boulevard.
the pod. Listen to the
Yeah.
pod. Love
Tell him
it.
to come on. Why not? Just
I
have like the
know.
whole cast
Good.
of Sunset come on.
Oh my God. All of us and if you had all of us at the same time, you would never get a word. Like we are all
That's
yappa yappa yappa, as Shayna said.
I will say that so during the pandemic, I directed virtual play readings, and
Hmm.
there were some play readings that I did where there was one particular cast I worked with, and I think I even said to them, or I've said to like the people, the theater company that we created to do these readings, I was like, if we were just to do an hour of these four people, just like quote unquote backstage, just like riffing and have a good time, we would
Yeah.
make so much money.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah. Because also our cast is funny. Like
Yeah. I've
one thing
seen the
about
videos.
yeah, we are laughing. We are laughing a lot, which is great. I love working with funny people. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you, my
Which I
friends.
think kind of works with a show like Sunset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's especially great when like something happens. If
Mhm.
something happens on stage and like
Yeah.
we're all trying so hard not to laugh.
Yeah.
Woo, it's good.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start.
Let's
Excuse me.
let's do
I'm
it.
like so verklempt today. Maybe because I'm just so excited to finally be talking to you.
Yay, me too.
Honestly, I'm so happy like we finally got to make this happen because I've been
Same.
waiting for this moment for what that sounds like really creepy.
No,
I'm
no, I
excited
love
to
it.
chat
Me
with you.
too.
Because again,
Yeah.
I'm like this production of Sunset just like blew my mind and I'm slightly obsessed with it. How did Sunset Boulevard come into your life and what was the audition process like? Because it could be a normal process, but it's also a Jamie Lloyd production. So I'm curious to know what his audition style is like, especially, and for those who haven't seen Sunset, I just want to just put out a claim or disclaimer out there that I am going to spoil a lot of stuff in the show whilst
Yeah,
we talk about
spoiler
it,
alert. Sorry, viewers.
especially like when certain characters leave the stage and like how the representation of like their character being over, which I thought was like such a cool directing thing.
Definitely.
Um, so getting back to what was the audition process like? I don't know if it's like a normal one for Jamie Lloyd. I don't know if it's a different type of thing. So please, I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit here with my mug.
It was that, yeah, it was okay, let's get into
Yeah,
it.
let's do
It
it.
was really fun. So I also like I didn't know anything about the show
Mhm.
or really this production, like going into it. I went into a dance audition. I had a dance appointment first, with Sweet Fabian, Eloise. I love Fabian. And his choreo is awesome. But this combo was like they had basically an audition combo for the show that was like two cart so like the car chase bum,
Mhm.
bum, ba-da-da-dun, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da,
Yeah.
like all of that, and he just kind of combined everything that you have to be able to do because our ensemble's like really all over the place, like we're all
Yeah.
doing different things. So he kind of just like took sections from each of the choreo and like kind of put it into one combo, which as you can imagine was crazy. It was so hard. It was hard. It's
It
fast.
crazy, but also like very smart. So you don't have to do like
Genius.
multiple.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, genius. Because it was like, if you can do this, then like you can do the rest of the show. So yeah, we did this combo, which, included a lot of isolations, rolling to the floor, like, oh my God. But yeah, it was really fun. I did that dance and then I brought in my own song. I think I sang I Don't Know How to Love Him, Jesus Christ Superstar. I said, let me bring
I-
in my Andrew Lloyd Webber.
I've heard of it. I really
Yes.
excited for Cynthia Erivo to be Jesus.
Yes. Oh my God.
Hollywood. This is what I think. I think, and I only say this because I think they did a female recording with Shoshana Bean and somebody else where one was Judas and one was Jesus. And I think
Oh
Shoshana
yeah.
was Judas. So that's why I
Oh,
think we should do it at the Hollywood Bowl.
yes. Yes. Oh my God. When is that happening?
It's over the summer. That's usually when they do their big productions there.
Okay, awesome. Great. But yeah, so I had that the first week and I my entire like audition process, if I am remembering correctly, was like I went in pretty much like once a week. So that was my first week. I think it was March last year. And then second week, they wanted to bring me back for I had a short music session with Alan, our music director, to go over Betty material,
Mhm.
which was really nice because I got to just do that with him.
So did
Um,
you know for the audition? So you did the dance call and were they like, we're going to bring you back for possible understudy or
yeah,
ensemble? Like how, okay.
yeah. So I came back for, they were like, they're looking at you for ensemble and Betty cover. So, um, because I think we all knew that they were bringing in the principals from the West End. So I was like, okay, slay. Oops, my bad. Um, my walla. Boom. Um, So yeah, I had like a little 30-minute session with Alan. We did Too Much in Love to Care. He gave me no, like it was really just like it didn't feel like an audition. Like he was like, okay, when you do this for Jamie, think about this. Try this again, but like connect these phrases and blah blah blah. So that was really nice. And then I came back later that week, and I think maybe I just sang. Maybe I danced a second time. I think I might have done the combo again with like a different group of people. And then in that time, they were asking like, does anyone have tricks? No, I do not have tricks. Because they were looking for someone to do the dive roll. And I remember Brandon, who is currently in the dive roll track, was in my call and he did it. And we were like, great, nice. So there's one person who can take that track. Um, and yeah, so I did the dance again, and then I don't remember if I sang the song for Jamie at that point. It's all kind of blurred together because I was in a lot. Like I was just in and out, and then I would take like a week off. Um, but the final callback, I remember the clearest because it was crazy. It was like 4 hours long. They wanted me there at 10 in the morning to learn the young Norma material. Um, so we did like the opening solo.
Mhm.
And it was just me and one other person in there. So it was really nice. It was like early and it was really chill and intimate with Fabian and like we got to really work on it, which was nice. So then we were done with that. I had like an hour of young Norma and then we did an hour of partnering. So more people came in for the second hour. And we were partnered with another person. We had like the lifter and flyer, or whatever we call it. And like the original or the initial audition combo, this was kind of like all of the lifts in the show, like put into
Yeah.
one. So, oh my God, I just remember like immediately, like we went into the hinge, like in New Year's. I don't do it in my track, but some girls go into a hinge and like a body roll, and then we immediately turned around and went upside down, which I do in the show. Um, yeah, it was crazy, but it was really fun. Like I loved like flying around, but afterwards I was like, oh, I'm hurting. I am hurting.
I was going to ask what physical therapy is like for you guys as well.
Yeah, oh, we have physical therapy every week through the company Spear. So you can just like sign up every week. They're great. Yeah. Dylan and Mary Francis, those are the dolls. Um but yeah, we did an hour of partnering and I remember I was partnered with Brandon LeVar, who's currently a swing, and Drew Reddington, who is also in the ensemble. And Drew and I actually went to the same high school. We both grew up doing
Oh,
Muny together, and this is like our first show together,
small world.
I think, right? Isn't that crazy?
Um,
Yeah, we just missed each other in high school. Like when I was in eighth grade, he was a senior. So I saw him do his senior show, which was Spamalot, and then he did Spamalot on Broadway.
but what? Talk about a full circle moment for that person.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, love Drew. So yeah, those were my partners. And then the next hour was camera work. So our camera guys brought in those heavy cameras and they just like showed us, they basically talked about the movement in the show and how we'd be holding it and then possibly like putting it down and dancing and picking it back up. Um, so we kind of took turns with another person of like being followed by the camera and just kind of like improving and then coming back up and then switching with them. So we each had a turn of like basically they were just seeing like who's steady enough to use this camera. Um
Were you
as
just like, I gotta go lift more weights now after
yeah,
holding the
yeah,
camera?
yeah. I was like, hopefully they don't need me to hold it. Luckily I don't hold it that much. In my ensemble track, I just carry it on for
Yeah.
Tom for car chase. And then as Betty, I drive it. Um but yeah, luckily it's not too crazy. Like Shayna pretty much takes on the entire
Yeah, and they
camera.
brought her over from London as well.
Oh yeah, because they were like, we need her. We need her.
Yeah.
And then she dances too. She's insane. She's a beast. Um, love her. But yeah, we did like an hour of camera work, which I was like, whoa, crazy. These are nice cameras. Um, and then the final hour, I got to sing for Jamie, and this maybe I did sing for him the week before, going back to the week before, I did sing it for him, and the note he gave me was don't do anything. Like don't act it.
Mm.
Because I think he approached it that way because he knows so many, especially like in America, like American musical theater trained people are coming in for him. And he was like, just don't do anything. Just sing the song. Um which was really helpful. And I was like, okay, great. Because then when I'm just focusing on singing the song and I'm not worried about how I'm performing it, I think then like the natural I don't know, the natural feelings that come with the song, I think come out without you even like intending.
Do you think
Um
that note helps you now with auditions and other things as well? Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think that note has helped me and like throughout this process so far in the rehearsal process. Um it kind of takes off any like expectation of how I'm supposed to like perform a song and like especially physically like um I feel like I used to have a lot of anxiety of like am I not moving my arms, especially in school, you know, too, like we're getting tested on this and it's like oh I'm not doing anything, like I'm
Yeah.
not going to get a grade because I'm not doing anything. um I think that kind of takes off that layer of um a song and like it just strips it down and whatever comes naturally comes. And I think um yeah, that's helped me with like my tapes I'm doing now too, like especially being on camera too. I'm like I don't have
Ah,
to do too much, like they can see everything. Maybe that's not what they like other people want, but I don't know, I really like I I love Jamie's style, so I try to carry that with me now. Yeah, it's
so
great.
he gave you the note you sang for him.
Mhm.
When did you get the, were you just like, I got this? Or is it just like, it'll happen? Or I don't know if I got this. What was the feeling after the audition process?
I felt good, honestly. I think I also felt good because I vibed so much in the room with this
Mhm.
team.
Yeah.
It's such a great team. Like I felt very comfortable and like even with Jamie, who like I had only known as like Jamie Lloyd, like Jamie Lloyd Productions.
Yeah.
And he's like he gives intimidating if you don't know him. Like he's got that fully tatted head. He looks really cool. Like he's just
Yeah.
like the coolest guy. But he's so sweet. Like he's so easy and nice and yeah, so I felt really comfortable. And in my final audition too, I sang the song and he was real like he had great feedback. So I felt good about that exchange. And then he was like, okay, like how about these sides? I didn't get this, I wasn't given the sides ahead of time. So I was like, I don't have any sides. So I ended up, they were like, oh, yeah, that's fine. Here, would you just like look at this, take a moment out in the hall, and then come back and like cold read it? And I was like, okay. So kind of once again, like a full send moment where I'm like, let me not overthink this. Like, let me just read it, understand what's going on, and then read it. And especially since I had been given that note already of like, don't do too much,
Yeah.
was kind of like relieving for me,
Mhm.
especially having to cold read this, is that like I just have to read it and like whatever like the words are coming out of my mouth, like I'm gonna say them as like I feel them as and how I however I mean them. Um and yeah, yeah, I felt really good. Jamie was very nice. He was like, beautiful, beautiful. So I was feeling good, but I didn't really, you know, I never really know. But that was the last week of March, and then April 1st I got the call. Um from
Amazing.
my agent. Yeah. So I
Happy 1 day early anniversary.
literally, yes, thank
Oh,
you. Isn't that crazy? Wow. Yeah. It's been a year.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I I had a great time auditioning for them. Um, and being in the show and rehearsing with them was kind of exactly what I had hoped it would be. Oh, sorry. They're such a nice group of people to work with. I feel very safe in that environment with them. Sorry, Brett's getting the door.
Okay. Hey, Brett.
Hey,
Again, he can make a cameo if he wants. Pop in.
I look a little crazy, but
I don't release the video. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't release the video.
Yeah.
same house.
Hi.
Hey, how
It's
are
me.
you?
I'm good. How are you?
So good.
We're having a key.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm literally like,
No, it's okay. Thank you for
Just,
doing all that.
this cameo appearance will be on the episode.
Yay.
Don't edit my podcast. So there we go.
Yes. Hell yeah. I know I need to get my cat up here too. You need to meet my cat. She's perfect.
Oh, I have no anim. What do I have flowers that I can show you.
Oh, or wait, I'll bring her. Maybe she'll want to hang out.
Yeah. What's your cat's name?
Her name's Muny.
Oh, that's
Um,
cute.
like the Florida project. That's my girl. Oh,
Cute. Oh,
stay, stay with mommy.
she's like, get me away from here.
She's like, hello. Distracted diva. But yeah, anyways, we're talking about the audition.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you got the part, happy almost anniversary.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard when you have those feelings of like, oh my God, I did so well. Like I feel amazing. Because sometimes you have that and it's like then you don't get it. And then the opposite, like, oh, that was like shit. And then you get it and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
great.
I felt that with job interviews before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one of my old jobs, I was like, I know I got this. And my dad's like, I don't gonna I had like two job interviews for two different places. And my dad's like, I don't
Mhm.
think I'm gonna either one. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get offered both of them. And I did.
Right. Right. What? Yes.
Oh, what?
Well, yeah.
Got laid off from that job though, but they were doing like mass
Oh,
layoffs anyway. It's fine.
yeah. Who needs them? Bye.
I mean, my bank account says differently, but
Right.
yeah.
Mm.
So I would love to know, because you were talking a little bit about the rehearsal, how it was fun. So what is it like rehearsing in the ensemble and then now having to rehearse as, let's concentrate on Betty pretty much,
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
also
Definitely.
you were saying how you have camera work now, and there is a particular scene where the camera is literally like right in your face
Face.
when
Yeah.
you're having your moment with Joe, and
Mhm.
you and Joe are like so close to each other.
Yeah.
And what's so great about this production and what's so smart is because Sunset Boulevard, I don't, and again, not again, but I haven't said this yet. You know, the movie Sunset Boulevard, I don't know if he like based anything off of the movie or because it's about movie making, how he incorporated movie
Hmm.
to it and being so cinematic and how the camera is used in that moment with you guys being so close. So I'm
Yeah.
curious to know, like, particularly with that as well, and how there's moments where like it's just your face on the screen and you're crying and yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Well,
again, for those listening who haven't seen the show, spoiler.
spoilers, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll just say
All right, my
before
chair. Please. There we go.
I'll just say like before I get into like what I think about all of this is that like we never really got a dramaturgy session. Like when we started the rehearsal, like this was we just were plugged into something that was already, created and set.
Yeah.
So I feel like I learned a lot of these things about the show like as we were creating it, especially when we got into tech and like seeing the vision. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, like things were clicking for me as we were doing it. And even now, like I'll watch like catch something that I missed before and I'm like, oh my God, that's so smart. Like that makes so much sense. Um, but yeah, I think I learned a lot about this track from watching Grace. Um, but for a while when we started, I she wasn't here. She wasn't at the rehearsals. Um, so I spent the first 2 weeks in the studio learning my ensemble track.
Mhm.
And then the third week, by the third week, they'd already started teaching me um some of the Betty track, which was like so crazy. I remember the first day they rehearsed me. Um, we were rehearsing with mics. So we were rehearsing with mics. They
Mhm.
had everything's on a grid, which I don't know if you can see. I don't think you can on the stage. We have little dots to
It
mark the
makes
grid.
sense though, that
Yeah.
there's a grid because it's
Yeah,
very
they
gritty, the show. Not like
yes.
gritty, but like
Mhm.
the formations that are created with the choreography and how I have the magnet where it's everybody in a line when it goes like red for a few
Yes.
seconds. That's the one
Yeah.
I purchased. Thank you.
Love that.
Uh,
Love that.
Yeah, sorry. Please
Yeah.
continue. I didn't mean to like
Oh.
nerd out about your show for the 80th.
No, I love it. It's such an exciting show, so like I really can't blame you. There's so much to say. Um, but that was kind of where we started, when we started like learning the show, is that like we're on the grid. That was the whole thing, is like when you're on the grid, like you're locked in
Yeah.
basically. And like if you probably notice, like especially the way like Max travels, or the way we travel on and off stage, like it is like very much like on a line, and we would do exercises in the studio when we had the full lines of just like traveling
Yeah.
the grid and kind of moving based on wherever someone else is, and like reactions and
Is that
whatnot.
also kind of the same too? Because there's that scene where it's like, again, spoiler, Betty, Norma, and Joe, when they're kind of like running back and forth when she towards the end of the show.
Yes. Oh, that's just free for all.
Okay, great.
I'm sure Grace and Tom and Nicole have something set. There are specific things that are set. Like all that they told me was after that's with when the screen's red and we walk slow. They're like, just go upstage so David can get off, and
Mhm.
then after that, just like run.
Oh, great.
So so again, like it's all very reactionary. Like it's just kind of it's natural. It's like, that's really what Jamie loves, and especially with like the going outside, he's like, whatever happens, happens. Like I think he really loves like the I can't think of the word, but just like whatever like naturally comes from,
Organic.
yeah, organic. Thank
Yeah.
you. Um, But so yeah, this third week of rehearsal, I was like thrown into this room. Like we had an upstairs room which was really bright, and then there was a little black box downstairs, which is where like they had been doing more like intimate scenes with just like the principals. So I was like, "Oh, I'm in this dark room. They're putting me in a microphone. I haven't done that yet." And Tom was there, so it was just me and Tom, and we started with Betty's pitch, like that very first duet, and kind of went through just like the Joe Betty moments in that room. Um, and I think because we were immediately with mics and in this intimate space, I kind of got the feel of like, oh, I don't have to push anything. Like I just say the lines and sing the song. And I luckily got to work with our associates, Benita DeWitt and Rupert Hands. Um, and they were so helpful in like helping me explore like the intention, especially like what we were talking about with Betty not really being like a strong character. Initially, I think they really they changed that for sure, because I like when you look at the material, like that's not necessarily true. Like she sees something in him, but he's like really testy. And some notes that I've gotten that like helped me navigate that is like, don't take him too like you don't need to take him too seriously. Like you believe in him, but like you don't want to take on his energy. So it's nice to be able to like fight his coldness. Um, I think Grace and I might do that differently too, which is nice because like we're different people. But then
Yeah.
I get to watch her um do her scenes, and I'm like, oh my God, like I see something that she does, or like something that like a way she reacts or something she thinks, and I'm like, that's so smart. I didn't even consider that like she would feel that way or react that way in that moment.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like also being an understudy every time I go on, like it's it's just growing. Like every time I get to go on, it's developing a little bit more. And luckily I just got to go on for a full week for her vacation. And the being able to do it consistently is also like really helpful and nice.
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't know if that answered your question. I don't
Okay, we can talk and it doesn't matter. It was great. Did you,
know.
because there was this really great review about you that I read,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I agreed with everything this person said.
Thank
And so when you first started to work with Tom, because they said in this review, like you felt the chemistry
you.
between, did you feel the chemistry right away with working with him, or did that eventually with rehearsal and all that grow?
Yeah, I mean that he was really nice like from day one. Um, really easy to work with. I was definitely like I think it took me a while to not be so intimidated just because like well, he had just won the Olivier for this, and
Mhm.
like they've been like they know all
Yeah.
these guys know the show so well, and I did feel very new, but he was very reassuring, like as we were working on these scenes, and like so there were also moments sometimes where they were like, okay, like just try the scene, let's go, and I'd be like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And he's like, no, you're doing great, you're doing great, like so it was really nice to be able to like work on that with him um, because he also had a lot of insight. He was the one who told me when we were doing the girl meets boy
Mhm.
scene, like he was like, this is where we sit, and like you'll probably notice, I don't know if anyone's told you about the eye rule, but I'm mostly focusing on your eye closest to the camera. Um, which is so funny because I took acting for the camera in school
Mhm.
and I totally forgot about that rule.
Didn't like Michael Caine say that? He's like, you have to look at like their eye or something.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like look at it. As I'm literally looking at one of your eyes right now while talking to you. Like you look in this
Yeah.
one eye and
Well,
you do
because it's
that.
like when you're face, like if the camera's
Yeah.
here, like if I'm looking at the eye away from him, you kind of like lose this eye, like you're just getting the white of my eye.
Yeah.
Um, and then that kind of, so I'm like learning these rules with
Mhm.
like like camera acting, and then the more I get to do it, like in the run, the more I'm kind of given permission to loosen up. Like, because I did get a note one time, like early in the run, that like we can tell that you're like really trying not to move on camera, so like you can like feel like you can move your head, and like I think I learn a lot from doing it with Tom too, because like I notice like him like he'll like shift between my eyes sometimes, or he'll like shit like I kind of see the limits of like where
Just
I
not
how
like getting
far
more
I can go.
comfortable on the like on camera.
Yes. Yes, because it's not comfortable. Especially that scene when we're like twisted. And then like for
Camera's
so
like
long
right here.
yeah, and it was very technical too at some point. Like for a while, I like wasn't twisting enough. So because my shoulder wasn't open enough, it looked like I was leaning away from him. Things
Yeah.
that I wouldn't know. Um, yeah. Oh my gosh. And then like seeing, you can
I will
see.
say that because that just like you mentioned a shoulder and it gave me a flashback to something in college. I
What?
I took a directing class in college and we had to direct like silhouettes of scenes.
Yeah.
And the scene was like a boyfriend and girlfriend meeting the girlfriend's sister. And the girl who played the girlfriend kept like leaning back. And I said,
Mm.
no, you need to lean forward because if you lean back, it's not good. And I kept giving her that note. And when the scene went up, she fucking leaned back and it ruined the entire scene.
No.
Yeah. And it's just like so interesting too, because just like a subtle movement or just doing something can just like change an entire scene.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
Yeah. Especially on camera, like you
Yeah.
learn how important these subtleties are.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah. So it's kind of been finding the balance of like, what really specifically do I need to do so
Mhm.
that the shot is correct,
Yeah.
but like, where are my limits to like, so that I can actually like be comfortable in this role and in this scene. Um, and I think at this point now I feel good
Yeah.
about it. Like it's also like you learn like, oh, if you shift your head too much this way, you're gonna like kind of block off his light because we're being lit from the sides. All these little things that like I learn every time I do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I'm
yeah.
gonna say like another directing choice that I really love, and again, spoiler, is
Mhm.
that it's mostly for Max and Betty that when
Mhm.
their part is over, they just take their microphone off and then they walk off the stage.
Yeah,
Like, peace
yeah,
out, my part is done.
right. It's so like players type, like we're the
Yeah.
players, like Pippin type.
That's
Um,
your Pippin moment.
it's my Pippin moment. I'm
Yeah.
done. I'm out. Yeah. I love the simplicity of it though, because I don't know, I'm finding when I'm doing it, like I can just like I hear the words. I think that's what I really love about this production too, in the way it's been blocked is that like there's so many words
Yeah.
and there's so much storytelling through the music
Mhm.
that because it's so stripped down,
Yeah.
like you really just get to like tell the story with the material.
Yeah. That's
So
what,
I like that
sorry,
about
I don't
it.
mean to
Oh,
interrupt. No, I was
please.
gonna say it's so nice because, like I mentioned, I saw a streetcar named Desire at BAM the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and my friends and I were talking about, in particular, the woman who played Blanche because she doesn't look like your typical person that would play Blanche, and she was like, she's so fucking fantastic in that part.
Yeah.
And when they did it in the West End, she was up against Jodie Cromer in Prima Facie, and Jodie Cromer
Hmm.
won. And I said to my
Yeah.
friend, like, if Jodie Cromer wasn't doing Prima Facie at the time, this woman, Patsy, probably would have won the Olivier for it.
Oh, yeah.
But the show was so stripped down, and I also hadn't seen the show in a while, so it just like made me understand Blanche's character so much better.
Yeah.
Have also just been the performance. And that's also what's so great about Sunset is that even though you have like all the cinematic stuff, it's still like all these like really cool effects and everything happening. It does strip down. So you kind of get to see,
Yeah.
the story better. And it's also the story is told in such a different way too, that with the cinematic stuff, it helps elevate the story.
Definitely. It's like a microscope kind of like
Yeah.
put onto these specific moments. I really love like I the first thing that I was like, whoa, okay, like understand like kind of what we're doing with this camera stuff
Yeah.
is at the end of that girl meets boy scene when Artie interrupts
Yeah.
and Betty gets up and walks away, but the camera stays on her. Like you get like that's such a microscope on like, oh, what just happened. I think that's what makes Betty such a like a more important character
Yeah.
in this production, in this version. It's because like we're not skimping over like their love story. Like
Yeah.
there's nuance to it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it
It's
also gives more tension like towards the end with like
yeah.
Norma and like all three of them. And it's also interesting too how Artie is used as well, where
Hmm.
Betty and Joe are kind of like professing their love for each other. And then you see like just a shot of Artie just like with his microphone taken off and
Yeah, his little
yeah.
tear.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
is it like doing because now that we've Bettied, let's
Mhm.
ensemble in Dorothy. What is
Yes.
it like doing, and also just like the scene where you guys before Boy Meets Girl, where you're like in the diner and
Hmm.
like popping up randomly, or just like
Hmm.
sit. And I'm saying to myself, like, how do they do that? And in my head, I'm like, obviously, people know when they're supposed to stand and sit.
Yeah. Well, it's yeah, that honestly was a really hard one to rehearse and clean up because like also these chairs aren't like stuck to the ground. Like there
Yeah.
was a lot of chair shifting and still chairs are shifting all the time. Like it's always something you've really got to um
Has anybody
think
fallen
about.
off of the chair at some point?
No,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm knocking on wood.
Come on.
Because that would be
Hopefully
awful.
that was actual. Yeah, I think it's more real wood than my desk. So
Yeah.
paper's wood, comes from trees.
Oh my God. No, that would be
That
really
happens at
fucked
any
up.
point this week, can you please DM me to be like, did you
Yes.
sit?
Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. Yeah, that would make me cry laughing. Yeah, so that number in particular, we Fabian tells us to think about pressing a button when you stand. So there's not like we don't really get counts for that. Like it's just like when we sing movies. So every time we do it, Fabian's like, movies, sit, button, sit, button, sit. So he did a lot of like
Yeah.
drilling. We did a lot of drilling of the standing and the sitting. For me, when I'm thinking it, I see Drew on my peripheral and I see Brandon, and I just try to keep my head in line with them. Can't think about what anyone else is doing down the line. I just have to trust we're all doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I will
but
say
yeah,
the
work on
choreograph.
your quad muscles.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I said it really works your quad muscles, so I'm like,
Yeah.
strength
You
has
guys
really
must
helped.
be like in shape. And you guys also have probably some of the most comfortable clothing on Broadway.
Oh, this is the
Leisure.
comfiest show I've ever done. Yeah.
Yeah. Athleisure wearing sneakers, the
Yeah.
dream.
The dream, no costume changes for me at least, no wig prep. Like I literally just threw my hair in a little doop doop.
Yeah.
And
I'm going to a thing tonight and I'm like, oh, I don't want to wear heels. I don't want to
yeah,
walk like, but the outfit I'm wearing, I have to do something. So
yeah.
it's
Oh,
okay.
I love comfort though. You can do like a loafer. Do you have like a loafer?
Oh, it doesn't, I'm wearing a jumpsuit. I can't,
Oh.
I'm going, I'll tell you what after. I don't want to no, it's like a gala thing. And my friend and I went last year and she and I are just like, we are underdressed for this.
Oh man.
And so
That's
we're
all.
going this year and I'm just like, I'm wearing a really nice jumpsuit.
Yes,
Heels I
yes.
normally wear like very big for that jumpsuit. I was like, I want to be in a sneaker, but I can't be.
Yeah. One night only. Bring the heels out one night only.
Yeah. One night only.
Hey.
So anyway, so the uniform, that's the word. So like the choreography, especially in like the first number, it's just so
hmm
uniform. You're all like jumping and then there's a line and then you guys,
hmm
it's like I have a line, I go to the back of the line. Oh, it's so good. Everybody go see Sunset Boulevard. It's
Come see it.
good.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah, we
so good.
worked really hard on that number.
Yeah.
That was the first thing we learned. Um, we talk a lot about just like going off of the people around us, like connecting. Like what
Yeah.
Fabian said was like put out your feelers
Mhm.
and like really connect. And that kind of also has to do with the grid, but like we're all connecting together. So like when we're like in a line, like I'm making sure I like see the people next to me. I'm trying to stay like in line with them, but then when we spread out, like my our leg has to go between the legs of the person in front of us, so it makes the perfect diagonal. And then it's crazy because like that all happens so fast because then we switch and we do our helix, and every time we do a like a ripple effect, like that's not to counts. It's just
Yeah.
like as soon as you see the person before you go, you have to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, it took a long time. We would do this exercise called three then go. I think that's what it's called, where we'd have to do something three times the way that it's supposed to be, like perfect, before moving on to the next thing. So we really worked like a dance troupe. Like we were drilling.
Yeah.
Um yeah, but
I
it's a
feel like
lot
I feel like next time I know this, I see the show because I know so much more now. I'm just gonna sit there like I'm so exhausted for them.
of
I
it is.
sometimes feel that way when I see shows now in my old age of 30 something. I'm just like, these people, I'm just so tired. How can they move their body? And I am exhausted from just like walking to the theater.
Yeah, I mean, literally same. It's I've really had to like I have to force myself to get the roller out, at the end of the day
Oh, yeah,
because
I rolled my butt out yesterday. It was such a great feeling. I have
yeah,
my foam roller literally like because again, I have a studio, so it's
yeah, work.
right next
Yes,
to me.
I'm
I
looking
don't
right
use
at
it
my
as much as I should, but it's a good one.
yeah, I don't either. But yeah, you find that when you actually like take the time to take care of your body, it really helps you out. Your body comes back in full force for
Yeah.
you, and you're like, oh, I'm not as exhausted
Yeah,
when
I
I
did
do
stretch though, because where Hell's Kitchen has a lot of stairs, the Schubert Theater has a lot of steps.
it.
Especially if you're doing like front of house stuff and merch, you're like walking up to the balcony to get your merchandise, and then you have to like
Mm.
put it in this booth and then a different, it's a lot of steps. So I came home, I'm like, my calves hurt me. I'm just gonna
Yes.
stretch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stretch the calves, the IT bands. Because
Yeah.
everything it's hard when it's your lower body too, because that's like really what we're mostly doing is like we're running around.
Yeah.
My God, I'm hurting.
Yeah.
But
I,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of stretching up calves for sure. Do you ever like put your legs up against the wall for 10 minutes and
No, but maybe I should. I do a lot like before the show, like I'll put my like foot, like this is the wall, and I put my foot against here, and like it really just kind of stretches
yeah.
out, like my heel presses to the ground. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really nice. But also doing a lot of like calf raises. We have to really like work the calves because our ankles, like our ankle strength,
Yeah.
kind of where most of the injuries come from
Yeah.
is ankle injuries. So yeah.
Well, I used to work as a concierge before the pandemic, and I you would be standing all day. Like sometimes you'd be on your feet for 12 hours, and I would work compression socks. So when I would come home, I literally like put my ass against the wall and just have my legs up for 10 minutes, and that just helps the blood flow.
Maybe I should be doing that. That sounds really nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. And then afterwards, I would stretch, and
Mm.
then I'd sometimes take an Advil. Just go.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. The magic
So
sauce.
I didn't even realize that Sunset was a limited run.
Yeah,
Very sad.
I know.
Do you know what's next, or is just like, I'm just enjoying my life right now? Because I feel like also the show, and I don't, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but I feel like the Tonys will happen.
Hmm.
So
I
I'm
feel
just
great.
putting it
The
out there.
Tony.
Just need to like
Excited.
prep yourself for that because everybody's already talking about the Tony battle between,
It's so thrilling. I feel like, oh my, yeah, I feel great about our show going to the Tonys, but I also feel great about like every other show. I think this is the most excited I've been about
this
the
season.
Tonys for a
Yeah.
long time. Yeah.
My friend
Yeah.
and I were talking about because I'm like, whatever with lead actress. I'm like, who's going to be lead actor in a musical? That's who I want to know who's going to be nominated for stuff.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I have my list. I was like, who is it going to be? I was like, John Gallagher Jr. No, I said he should be nominated for Swept Away.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I said Jonathan Groff will be nominated, Jeremy Jordan for Floyd
Yes.
Collins. Tom will be
Yeah.
nominated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and then I was like, I keep forgetting Darren Criss is in a show.
Aaron Chris.
And then
Yes.
you have whomever is in Dead Outlaw. And I was like, they should just give John Gallagher a Tony nomination for Swept Away because he was incredible in that.
Mm. Ugh, I didn't get to see Swept Away, but I'm I know it was so great. And I'm working with I've been doing some workshops recently and I get to work with a lot of the Swept Away people and they're awesome. They're so talented.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
I interviewed somebody like right after it closed for the podcast who he and I went to the same college, not at the same time.
Oh,
And so we
cool.
talked about the Swept Away experience. And I felt so bad because that cast just like loved that show and they worked so hard on it. And even just like
Yeah.
seeing it like visually, it was really cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
They kind of
they
got
do have, sorry, I don't mean to keep talking.
no, 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 not at all. I feel like we're talking together.
Yeah, that's what happens when you just have a great time.
Oh, exactly.
Yes, yes, but they have the saloon sessions at Hurley's, so they're still like kind of together.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I need to go to one. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited
So
for this.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt again.
No, no. I said in conclusion, thrilled for the Tonys.
Yeah, it should be. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Cynthia Revo is hosting. I don't even know where it is this year.
I think Radio City
Good,
again. Yeah,
good.
I
Yeah.
know.
I graduated at Radio City because I was like,
Really
yeah. And I walked
nice.
across the stage and I made sure to look out. And I was like, if I ever win a Tony for anything at Radio City, I'm gonna say I walked across the stage, took a look out into the audience because I was like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna be up here again. And here I
Love
am.
that. Oh,
It's gonna be my Tony speech. I don't know for what, but
I see it.
thank you. Best theater podcast. Imagine
Yes.
if there was a Tony for that. So,
Yeah.
do you have any like dream roles or projects that you would love to do?
Oh, that's hard. I don't know. For a while, like when I would be asked this question, like it was like Hamilton. Like, but still that would be such an awesome thing to be part of. But I think right now, like my dream would be to do something completely new.
Yeah.
Like,
Then I will say it's a very common question, like a very common answer is like a role that hasn't been created.
yeah. But even like, oh, I don't know. I'm kind of on my like Andrew Lloyd Webber kick right now. Like I would love to do like Mary Magdalene and Jesus Christ Superstar since we brought that up already. Like,
That, I don't know if it's going to conflict with Sunset, but like I said, Hollywood Bowl.
hello. Um, yeah, I know you told me you would ask me this question and I was kind of like, okay, let me think on it, but um I I don't know. I feel like because I'm doing this right now, like this always happens to me. Like I'm doing Sunset, knew nothing about Sunset, but I'm like, oh, Betty Schaefer's my dream role, and I'm getting to do it. Like every time
You
I
got
get to
to, and
cast
not
it.
only that, but you got to perform it at the that's not English coming out of my mouth, thousandth performance with Andrew Lloyd Webber in the audience. So we even got to see you as Betty.
Yes. Oh my God, that was yeah, that was really cool. Oh, that was really special. And
Did he give
one
you
of my
any
best
notes?
that he like I got to see him after and he was just so nice to me. He was like, "You have a beautiful voice. I loved your performance." One of my best friends happened to be there and he was like filming. So, yeah, I got my pictures with him and he had his whole like squad with him too, and they were all so lovely. I was just overwhelmed. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, I think I think it was like the year of Hamilton where
hmm
it was the Tonys that year and they had like little things outside where it was like all the composers performing. And then
Yeah.
I think Lin-Manuel Miranda was like Angela Weber on tambourine or something.
Oh,
I don't know
wait,
why that just popped into my head, but I thought that was very funny.
that's so funny. Love that. Him, the tambourine. It's
Yeah.
so random. I
Angela
love
Weber, because I think Sarah Bareilles was at the computer. Oh my God.
that.
At the
The
piano. She could be at a computer. She could be
I
doing that
love
right
that.
now.
She's like mixing on the side.
Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah,
Waitress.
exactly.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so that's not, I don't have a great answer to your question, but I feel like I'm always struggling with that. Like, I don't know.
Or maybe you don't have one. Maybe it's, you're just like, I just want to work. That's the
Yeah.
dream, to be a working
I mean,
actor.
and I think my dream moving forward is to like be able to do another role like this that I can just like sink my teeth into and like, um, yeah, I get to explore in a
Yeah.
fun new way. Like, this has been such a fun, exciting experience, very new.
Yeah.
So I would love to do something like this again.
I totally forgot to ask you, have you haven't gone on as young Norma yet, right?
No,
Have you had any rehearsals?
I've had my rehearsals. I haven't had to put in. Um, the reason the reason I started speaking with hesitance, is
No,
that a
because
word?
no, you're saying like you're kind of there's like other people ahead of you for the understudy.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, it is a really difficult track for me. Like, honestly, it was, I guess when they created the role, like they worked with Hannah Chamberlain,
Mhm.
plays young Norma. And she is just built different. Like, it requires so much control and
Mhm.
flexibility that like when I have rehearsed it, I am limping away from the theater. I'm limping away from rehearsal. It is real like
Oh
so
my God,
fast
imagine
burn.
limping to the hellscape that is 44th and 8th Avenue.
Oh yeah. No, exactly. And
No
so it
wonder
would
why
be
you
like
have like PTSD, post theater stress.
yes. And so no, post young Norma rehearsal, I'm limping to PT. I'm finding a PT session immediately. I'm ordering food so I don't have to leave.
Perfect.
I'm like, and then I lay down until we have to do the show again. Um, but yeah, no, and listen, like that, I'm just saying that because I have fear, like, and I have to work past my fear. If I had to go on, like I would do it and I would be prepared. Um, but it is something that scares me for sure. It's just hard. That style too. Like, yeah, it is a hard style. It's hard dancing.
Again, as someone who's just like old, or I'm not old, I'm older, and
Yeah.
it's like sitting in the audience being like, my body hurts from that.
The back bend. Oh
Yeah.
my God. I'll tell this story on the pod. When I was rehearsing that opening solo one time, and she comes out of a back bend from the floor. I was doing it, and I halfway off the floor, like my back spasmed, and I got stuck. Luckily, this was just a rehearsal. It's just a piano, and like the house lights are on, everything's on, but I literally got stuck. And I was like, I literally get up and all she has to do is walk. And I got myself up and I was like, I can't even walk off stage. This is our like show stop sign. And I was like, stop. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. So yeah, I've had to stretch for it a lot.
And foam roll.
And foam roll. Yeah, it's hard on the back. My back's not built like that, but I can do it. I've done it. I've
And you
done
will
it.
continue to, we're going to continue to do it, and it's going to be great.
Exactly. Exactly. But ever since I got stuck halfway out of the back bend.
That's why you're afraid to go on because you don't want it to
Yes.
happen.
No, that's literally
Yeah.
why. Because that was awful. And I was
Yeah.
like, ow,
Okay, if it makes you feel
ow.
any better, I dated a guy last year and our first kiss was so bad that I was petrified like the next time he was going to kiss me, but it was fine after.
Oh,
But
oh.
like, I understand the feeling. I know it's not the same thing, but it's similar.
No, it is. It
It's
is.
like
That's a
the
great
fear of being
comparison.
like so grossly kissed by a person, and just like
Yeah.
every time you went in again, you're just like, don't kiss me like that.
Yeah, that's my toxic relationship with young Norma, honestly. That's it. That's it. We just have a toxic relationship, but
Yeah.
we can make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Listen, but you know what? If it ever does happen, I feel like you'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the fear of the unknown back spasm.
Hello.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Straight to PT.
Yeah.
Straight to PT.
I'll just be like, guys, just let me lie here. Like eat my food.
No, literally. I know they suction cup, like cupping.
Oh yeah. I've never tried that before. I've been very curious.
Crazy. It's
Yeah.
really amazing. But our PT dollies were like, they cupped me and then they were like, okay, now get on the floor and cat cow through it. I was like, no, no. But it was good for me.
Yeah.
It was good for me. Yeah.
Amazing. Do you have any top going theater experiences?
Top going theater experiences. Let me think. I had an experience recently.
Oh.
Yes, yes, yes. What did I see? What did I see? Um, oh, oh God. Well, this is random. I'm gonna shout out my friend Kat right now. I went to her cabaret.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I saw that.
yeah,
That was very loud.
yeah, no, no, no.
Oh yeah, I saw the clips. Her voice is insane.
She's insane. So,
And this
Katerina
is
McCrimmon,
what I
she,
love about certain voices is that when a voice has such a richness to them,
mhm,
and her
mhm,
voice is just so rich, and I love
mhm.
that.
Yeah. It's hard with cabarets. Like I haven't had the most amazing cabaret experiences. Like I mean, cabarets are so fun,
Oh,
but
didn't you do a Broadway Sessions cabaret?
I did.
You sang something
Yeah,
from Waitress.
I did.
I
Yeah,
know
but
I
that
sound
was
like a
like,
stalker. I'm
oh
not.
no, no, no. Listen, I love that you know your stuff. You did your research. I
I
live.
do. Thank you.
Well, yeah, that's why you're the best theater podcast.
Oh my God,
Hello.
what? Guys.
Oh my God, what? But yeah, I digress. I've seen like variety show cabarets, but this was
Yeah.
like this is my one woman show. The storytelling was like, aside from her voice being absolutely insane, like she just told such a beautiful story up there, and like it really stuck with me. Um, and it wasn't a Broadway show, but like I was, oh my God, it would be 1 second I was sobbing, and then 2 seconds later we're like up on our feet dancing. She was like, "Everyone get up!" So that was really special. Um, that was an experience recently that has stuck with me. Um, God, I'm trying to think like the last Broadway show
It
I
doesn't
saw.
even have to be Broadway.
I know. Um, oh, I'll let me talk about the Muny. I'll bring the Muny back up
Yeah,
because
Muni it
those
up.
were those were kind of my most obviously impactful theater going experiences ever, because I was like, oh God, like this is really what I want to do and continue to do. I saw Gypsy at the Muny.
Oh,
It's the only time in my life that I've seen that show. Like I haven't seen it anywhere else. I still haven't seen it on Broadway. Um, but Beth Level was Mama Rose.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, she's the goat. It
yeah.
was really awesome. It was incredible. And like, I think especially since there's so much of it that's just her, um, I'm finding that I'm really inspired by like strong actresses.
Yeah.
Um,
And you
and
get to, and you have like some incredible women playing Norma.
yes, yes, incredible women. And I look up to them so much. I love working with these women. I love women. Yay. Yes. But yeah, that experience stuck with me. I don't remember what year it was, but oh my God, Drew Reddington, who I was just talking about, was all
Yeah.
he played Tulsa in that production. Um, that was a real that stuck with me because it's such a big stage and there were so many moments where it was just her commanding that stage and it's 11,000 people in the audience. So I think in moments like that where it's like you have this one person has everyone's attention right now. Um, yeah, that it's so powerful.
Yeah. One
But
of my favorite theater going experiences is her and Danny Burstein in Drowsy Chaperone.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
She, yeah, she's amazing.
Oh, she's incredible. Love Drowsy Chaperone. Love, love her work. Yeah.
She's in Old Friends right now on Broadway too.
Oh my
You guys
God,
are in the
yes.
same Broadway season.
Eee! I love that. Oh, so many cool people on Broadway.
Yeah, it's a good season.
A great season.
Yeah. Not the ticket pricing, but the shows
No,
themselves. You want
not
to
at
talk
all.
about that? Because I have a friend in the UK and they're like, is it true that Othello is going for this much? And I said, yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
insane.
I know it sucks when there are so many shows that I really want to see, and I'm like, well, I'll never see it. First of all, because of my schedule, and like, yeah, then
Yeah.
the ticket pricing.
Yeah. I will say, I just need to shout out a show that I recently saw that I'm still thinking
Yeah.
about, aside from seeing Paul Mescal in Streetcar Named Desire.
Yes.
John Proctor's The Villain.
I was just about to bring that up because I want to see it so bad. When did you see it?
So I have a TDF membership and sometimes they'll have random shows on it. And as soon as I saw it on there, I fucking jumped on it. I saw it last Tuesday
Okay.
and I was like, I am now obsessed with the show. It's
Okay.
so good.
Maggie Kuntz, tall blonde. She plays Ivy. Is that the name? Ivy?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We grew up doing Muny together, Muny
Oh,
kids and teens and
that's
danced together
amazing.
and like oh, and she's so funny. She's like completely off the grid. No social media at all. So I literally saw her in one of these posts about the show, like their cool marketing.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh my God, like I need to see it.
yeah,
And I love Sadie Sink. I
yeah.
love
I really like Gabriel Ebert ever since I saw him in
Mhm.
Matilda.
Yeah,
And I was like, oh, he's in the show too. This is amazing. It's so good. And then you like think one thing. I mean, at least for me, I'm like, I think one thing. I'm like, no, maybe it's this thing. And then in the
yeah,
middle of a scene, I'm like, no, this happened. And then I was right, but I was still like,
yeah.
when it happened, I was like, I fucking called it. Oh God,
Yeah.
it was so good.
I don't
Yeah,
even remember. I remember I think I had to read the play in school, but I don't remember anything about it.
yeah,
Need to see it. Are they a limited run? I fear they might
yeah. I
be.
think they extended to like August. We'll see
Oh,
if they have any like Monday nights.
I did. They
Oh,
don't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, because I've been I've
I
been
know
dying.
Smash has Monday nights because I work there last
Yes.
Monday.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
And what
I
I
need to
love
get
about Smash is they have a Smash line and a Bombshell line for their clothing.
what?
Yeah.
Shut up. Wait, I love that. I know I need to see like my girls are in that. Robin, Caroline, Bella Coppola.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
I need.
fun show.
Okay, good.
When I
Yeah.
worked it, I got to watch it and I was like, this is just so fun. And Robin, I feel like I personally haven't seen Robin in a role where like you can just hear her sing out. I mean, unfortunately, I did miss A Beautiful Noise,
Yeah.
but just to like see her in this part, I was like, she's so good in this part.
She's incredible.
Yeah.
She, yeah, I really love her. I feel like I won't get on into too much of a tangent, but like her and Caroline have been like such important mentors in my life, whether or not they know it. They're just so cool and like they're so good at what they do, but they're both like I don't like I've had conversations with both of them in which they like also express like insecurity and fear about certain things. Like they're so real. They're so like they're so real and then they're out here like doing it like and I know that they're being brave and like stepping out and like being stars like it's just inspiring to me. I
Yeah.
love them as if they weren't already like they're not already stars. That's what makes me laugh too is when they would be like oh God like I'm scared. I'd be like you're Robin Herder, you're Caroline Bowman like
Yeah.
oh yeah
Well, I think
iconic.
that also just goes to show too, it doesn't matter like who you are. Like everybody has their insecurities about stuff, no
Yeah,
matter like how big of a star you might be on Broadway or whatever.
yeah, no,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah,
It's all a facade. Like we're all just like
take it till
out
you make it.
our best. We're all just trying our best,
Yeah,
like working hard.
yeah, we're all human.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you ready for some actor studio questions? You
Yes.
know Inside the Actor Studio. Have you ever
I've
heard
heard,
of them?
no, I've
Okay,
heard of it, but I'm not like,
it's okay.
okay.
I feel like it's before your time. Okay,
But I'm in for
so
the ride.
what is your favorite word?
Um, what is my favorite word? Can it be like a sound? Like right now it's like bow. Bow.
Bow?
Yeah.
Is that your cat meowing?
No, no, no. It's like a new period for me. Like period. And I was like, bow.
Perfect. Let's do that. Bow. All right.
Bow.
Bow.
Ugh.
Um, where did that come from?
A YouTuber. I don't
Okay.
know. It's one of those things where like my friends and I are we're just saying like we're saying sounds and words, sound bites. Like we're not making any sense.
Turn into
But
a
that
TikTok.
one's a
You know what
strong
you
one.
have to do now for social media for
Hmm.
Sunset Boulevard. You just had to get everybody to say it.
Oh, and I will. I've
Great.
got a lot of people to say it. I'll walk past them and they'll be like, bow. I'm like,
I was about to say
bow.
period, but I'm going to say bow. Okay. What is
Yes.
your least favorite word? Is it period? No, I'm just joking.
Um, my least favorite word is mm, what's my least favorite word? He can't hear me.
You
Um,
don't have to have one.
I know, I don't think I have one. Like, I would say like everyone says like moist, but like that doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me either. There are other words that
Quirk, maybe quirk.
quirk.
Quirk. Like quirky, but quirk. It just doesn't feel right.
Okay. What turns you on?
Ooh, what turns me on? A good fragrance.
Hmm.
A good fragrance. Right now I'm really into my Glossier. I'm into my replica Mason Margiela. Fragrances and like makeup. That's what excites me.
Okay. What turns you off?
Um, what turns me off? Crowds.
I feel that if it makes you feel any better, a couple of years ago, I was somewhere and I had to cross the street and I saw a huge crowd of people and I literally said out loud, nope. And I just kept walking
Yeah.
and I crossed
Yeah.
the street at a different point.
No.
Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite curse word?
Oh, oh. I mean it's like really bad.
So,
C word.
okay,
Cunt.
great. I had somebody on the podcast a while back and they're like, I'm not going to say it. I was like, you don't have to. And then at the end of the podcast, not only did they say it, but they said it in a British accent and it was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, like cunt. Because
Yeah.
yeah, and the British people they're saying it too.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
But the fact that they're like, I'm not going to say it, I'm like, all right, that's fine. And then at the randomly, and I don't know why the content of the British accent happened. And then that's like my favorite story to tell about that person. I'm
Oh, I
like,
love that.
they said the C word in a British accent. It was great. I feel like
Yeah,
every podcast, there's like a little story I love telling about it.
I
Um,
love it.
yeah, what sound or noise do you love since you like making word
Oh,
noises?
yeah. What sound? Okay. Um, I feel like none of this makes sense, but this is all okay. There's this video.
Hmm.
I'll find it for you. There's this video of this woman
Well, I
singing.
will
It's
say
like,
if you play it for me, the people listening might not be able to hear it.
well, I'll perform it.
Okay, great.
It's a video, like a low quality video of this lady on the street, and she's going, "Aroo, aroo, 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 you're here." There's no context, but my boyfriend and my roommate, we'll just like wake up, open the door, like our bedroom doors, and just be like, "Aroo, aroo, aroo." Like we're singing, we're singing down the hall.
That's
So that's
incredible.
the sound. If anyone knows it, I feel like everyone listening to this is gonna be like, she's crazy.
Not at all. Not at all. Okay.
We have some
What
people right.
sound or noise do you hate?
Oh, a wet cough.
I'm sorry, I kept coughing during this entire interview.
No, no, a wet cough, like juicy.
Oh, yeah. Have you had a lot of that during like performances when people just like, oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. And like us, yeah, in the audience. And when it's like so silent too, it's like "Ugh, ugh." Don't like that.
Yeah. I love how I always like as soon as the show starts, I always have the tingle in my throat. I'm like, great, now I have to cough.
Yeah.
What profession other than yours would you like to attempt?
Uh, a makeup artist.
You can do that on the side.
Yeah, I think I can.
Yeah, there was somebody who was in, God, I'm aging myself, Liz Estrada Jones. And I
Yes.
think she's like now a makeup artist and she does like a lot of Broadway people's makeup for stuff.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What profession would you not like to do?
I would not like to be a doctor. Fun fact, both of my parents are ER doctors, and
Oh.
me and my brother both said, mm-mm.
Isn't your brother a performer?
Yeah, we're both little clowns.
Are your parents like, what did we do wrong? No, just joking.
No, like, not what did we do wrong? But they are confused. Like, they love it. They love the arts, which is awesome. But like, yeah, they're saving lives. So,
Listen, people, you're saving lives through artistry,
exactly.
you
Yeah,
know? Think of
we're
it
taking
that
a
way.
different route. Yeah.
Yeah, just not like cutting people open or bending people up. Uh, what profession? No, I said that already. So as Mr. Lipton say, and finally, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Hey girl, let's get lit.
Oh,
Bow!
wow, that's what it is. I
Yes,
added a little oop to it.
exactly.
Yeah. So, Sydney, as we are coming to a close, is there anything you would like to add? Problems, questions, concerns, life advice, just things you'd like people to know where they can follow you in the world, like get
Yeah,
in touch with you. Like, what do you want to put out there for people?
I just want to put out there, like enjoy the ride, enjoy where you are right now, even if it feels like you're not, even if you're not where you want to be right now, like there's always something that you're gonna look back on and you're gonna be like, oh, like I really loved this and I missed this. So like, I don't know. It's easier said than done, but try to find the joy. I think that's how I've gotten to where I am now. Yeah. That's all I'll say. Follow me on Instagram
At
at Sid__Jones, two underscores. And follow my TikTok. I have fun on TikTok.
that's good. I don't have TikTok, but where can people follow you on TikTok?
People can follow me at me not knowing my own TikTok.
Okay, I sometimes forgot the Instagram handle for my podcast. That was fine.
Yeah. It's Sydney AJ 2019, which is also the start of my email. Maybe I should change that.
Maybe you should announce your personal email on here.
Maybe we can cut it.
Well, you didn't say like
Yeah,
whatever,
no, exactly.
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're safe. It's fine. I mean,
I'm
I have
like,
your personal
oh,
email,
that's
but
not
let's
right.
not do that. That's why I don't like, when I was like, I don't tell people where I live, but I think people can figure it out based on me being like, yeah, you're within walking distance to this place and that place.
Right. No, I know. See, I got too comfortable. I'm just having fun.
Yeah. That's what we try to aim for here. I like
Exactly.
to make sure people enjoy themselves on the podcast. It's not a scary thing.
Good.
Have a conversation about you and your life and all the other things.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
Yeah. Well, we are coming to a close. Anything you want
I
to add?
know.
You want to keep going?
I I feel great. That was 2 hours.
Yeah.
That was a Saleha Pfeiffer length episode.
Oh, the longest episode I've done is 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Really?
Hmm.
With who?
His name was Chad.
Hi, Chad.
Hey, Chad, what's up? He's not listening to this. I would say like my tens of listeners.
Aw, he can hold the trophy for
Yeah.
longest episode.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
we could have kept, we can, do you want to pick a topic? We can keep going for another hour.
I'm like, we've hit pretty much everything.
Yeah. Well, I will
Yeah,
say
oh,
you can stay on one side and the interview, but I do want to say people who are listening, please go see Sunset Boulevard. It is incredible. And I cannot wait to see it again. And I cannot wait to bring my friend to see it again.
yay. Let me
Yeah.
know when you do.
Oh, I will. Don't worry. You'll be
But
tagged and I'll DM you and I'll be like, let me
okay.
meet you in person finally.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I would love
It'll be,
that.
it'll be a great moment. We'll just embrace away from 8th
Yay.
Avenue and 44th Street.
Yes, please.
We'll go more towards
Right. We'll
Cedar
run. We'll run
Street.
away.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll run away. I do live on
love
8th
that.
though, so there's that. I did give a
Oh,
little hint to where I live, but further north.
okay, great.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Yes.
much for coming on.
Thank you for
And
having me.
of course, go see Sunset Boulevard.
Come see Sunset. Sunset
Can I
Boulevard.
end it with my Tom impression?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm smiling. I can't do it right now. Okay. Sunset Boulevard. Thank you. It's the
That was
Sunset.
good.
Thank you.
Woo!
Is it the best one? What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't tease
Yeah.
me. Thank you. Just like you'll see him tomorrow and be like, Tom, I just did a podcast and this person does the best impression of you. No
Yeah.
lisp included.
No, yeah, exactly. No lisp. It's an intense attack on the S.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing either. He's just so good in the part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, go see Sunset and thank you for coming on.
Thank you. See sunset.